What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mustard. Welcome back to the channel. It's been quite a few weeks. Like I said, I was gonna get into horror games. So here is, I guess I've been doing a lot of other horror game reviews, but the first one, Anthologies of Fear. And honestly, quick tip note, if you really try to go look this game up, it'd be like impossible to find sometimes. I was like, dog, I'm trying to do this and that, and I really couldn't find it. But anyways, Anthologies of Fear. This horror game was very odd, I'll say. Cause you can only play this on like PlayStation, so I could not find it on Xbox at all, which is oddly enough. But anyways, you are a guy, and I don't even think they tell you who you are. I don't think they even give you who your name is. So you're pretty much trying to infiltrate a hospital, and you have some girl on the other line who's telling you how to get in. What's weird about it is once you get into the hospital, that girl that you're talking to completely just disappears. They do not tell you who that girl is at all whatsoever. So I was a little bit stumped on some of the stuff in this game too, I'll say. But when you break into the hospital, you're breaking in there to figure out what happened to your brother Nathan. You figure out your brother dies, but you really didn't know how he died. So you were more or less trying to figure out how he died, because I guess he got put as a wrongful death. So when you're in there, you kind of start to get you find out the evidence of, what the doctor said of how his death was, and pretty much just how he was in the hospital during his time of being there. So you pretty much find a tape player and tapes, and you put them in. And as the guy, you're supposed to be watching the tapes, but it's almost like he's inside of the tapes, as I guess would be the best way to say it. I guess he's living the experience that he's watching. And he pretty much finds out that the supernatural was more or less the death of his brother. His brother died really just weird. The ghoulies got him. That's like literally one of the best ways to describe this necessarily. So yeah, we'll get back to Nathan in a second, because there was a whole nother story going on with this woman, and she was also in the same hospital as Nathan. I guess I'll say I tried to do my best to pay attention, because I don't know if their stories are really connected or not. But pretty much she was in the hospital because she lost her daughter. And pretty much, in her head, it was playing her story. It was more or less like the supernatural did the same thing they did to Nathan, tried to kill her daughter or whatever. But it turns out that, with her story, it was more or less all in her head. And she got her daughter killed for not paying a lot of attention to her. And then she had a whole lot of other things going on with the husband, and pretty much her mind was playing tricks on her. So the supernatural kind of got to her at the hospital, was playing mind games on her, making her realize the error of her ways, which was wrong. She ends up dying. She ends up killing herself. She throws herself out the window, which I probably shouldn't have said that on YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Don't copyright me. Anyways, once that happened, which that's literally like the majority of the game, you kind of end up, after finding her files, after you find Nathan files too, you actually end up, someone ends up alerting the police that you're there. So towards the end of the game, you have to, escape the police, which I ain't gonna hold y'all up. You failed. You fail. You literally fail in like 2 minutes. They see you, you run for a little bit, you trip over something, and then they catch you. It goes into like a bright light, and then you get caught, and then it goes into back to now me talking about Nathan again. It goes into like a videotape of you being with Nathan, saying if he dies to, spread his ashes somewhere or something like that. I don't know, guys. It was a really odd game. It was confusing. it was very confusing as me playing, and then that's why this review is kind of like odd, because I can't give y'all much because I was more or less confused more than anything trying to play this game. But you know, they gameplay wise, it was just simple. You know, they had a few puzzles that you had to figure out if you really paid attention to the story. Yeah, it wasn't like, no, you know, you had to do this and do that. You know, they had some few jump scares, but you know, I ain't really scared of scary games and stuff like that, so jump scares didn't really do much for me. Yeah, it was pretty much like a one button control, so I guess that's that really. But all in all, this game wasn't bad, but I can definitely see why it is the lower tier of the horror genre, because more or less, like I said before, I was just confused the entire time. So I don't think I really have much to say about this game. Most of the game, really, you can beat this game in like 2 hours or something like that anyways if you really sat there and played it. It took me like a day because I kept getting off of it because I was either bored or just confused, and it's been a minute since a game has really confused me this bad. So, like I said before, nothing else really left to say about it. My final verdict is an easy 3 out of 10. More or less, it could be my fault, you know, if y'all want to put in the comments that whoever played this game that maybe I just wasn't taking my time to actually pay attention, but I felt more confused more than anything. So until next time, y'all, I'm out.